James Bond is casting.
Ever thought about using the word James with future movies going forward?
With things finally in motion for the next 007 installment, it's no time for the speculation to die about who's going to be the next James Bond. Following the release of Daniel Craig's final outing in October 2021, the first bit of news we heard on the franchise came this past February, when longtime Bond producers Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson sold the rights to Amazon. And now it's clear that Amazon just didn't want, the back catalog of James Bond movies. They want to make some new ones. So in June, they hired Denis Villeneuve to direct a new Bond film, and late last week they announced that Stephen Wright will pen the script. The next step will be casting Bond, James Bond, and this week, two high-profile British actors were asked about their potential interest in the role, and the answers are polar opposite. So we'll start with Tom Holland.
Listen, there's speculation at the minute.
So that's Tom cooking on Gordon Ramsay's YouTube channel, and yeah, the speculation that Tom's referring to is that Variety published a very questionable report in late June that said Tom is in the top 3 of Amazon's wish list to play Bond.
We'll keep it to a minimum for now.
You think?
Yeah, we'll get there one day.
But not before a brand new day? Or maybe a day that Tom actually has a meeting with the Bond producers? Yeah, I hadn't read this report before doing this story. Oh my god, that report is a bunch of BS. Like in the article, Variety writes, Amazon declined to comment on this story. So their source for Amazon's wish list is not Amazon. Oh, okay. Really, this is probably one of the publicists of one of those 3 guys that planted the story with Variety, and they just want their actor to be considered to be cast as James Bond. I don't think it's going to be Tom's agent, Harris or Jacob. Yeah, I mean, Tom's a little busy shooting Spider-Man, something that seems to completely have slipped Gordon's mind.
Seriously, can you imagine what's going to happen to your life if you do?
I mean, yeah, how could Tom possibly imagine what it'd be like to play an iconic role that's going to be seen around the world? Yeah, wow. God, his life is going to change.
I already consider myself to be the luckiest kid alive, I
Sure.
could never have dreamed to have the career that I've had.
Yeah, Tom's pretty famous. He's played Peter Parker, in 6 movies.
We ready?
Yeah, I guess Gordon thinks that James Bond would be a bigger exposure than Spider-Man. It wouldn't be. Yeah, I looked at the grosses actually, and Skyfall did outgross Homecoming. But yeah, the other 5 movies that Tom starred as Peter Parker all outgrossed the Bond movies that Daniel Craig starred in. So yeah, in a way, it'd be a step down for Tom to start a James Bond movie. So I don't know what Gordon is eating. I don't know. Now, Tom does hold the role of James Bond in high regard.
Every young British actor, it's the pinnacle of working in our industry.
I don't know if Tom has done a survey to reach that conclusion, but there's one British actor who does not feel that way.
James Bond is casting. What are you gonna put your hat in the ring for that one?
No.
Well, that's a blunt answer. Yeah, as he promoted his new movie, She Rides Shotgun, Collider asked Taron Egerton, and yeah, Taron made it clear that this is a totally hypothetical answer he's giving.
As far as I'm aware, nobody's asking me to do it.
Now, Taron does share Tom's respect for the role.
I really love James Bond, and particularly, Daniel Craig's tenure.
You know the answer to that. You know the whole story.
I don't think I'm a good choice for it.
I don't think he is either.
I wouldn't be good at it.
Yeah, first off, Taron has done the special agent thing in Kingsman, the Secret Service. And yeah, I think him all of a sudden playing a very stoic and, void of personality, like James Bond character, really, I think it'd almost be coming across as like him doing a parody of it.
That's a big old undertaking. Kind of consumes your life, I think, a role like that.
Yeah, Taron knows that Amazon's going to sign this whatever actor to a multi-picture deal. Like Daniel Craig's first contract was for 3 movies. Yeah, so for the next several years, you're working under Amazon's schedule. Shoot a Bond movie, probably a window like in between shooting and then when the promo tour starts, about a month in advance of the film coming out. And then then you start that process all over again. So you're going to have little windows in that big, time frame to possibly do other projects. So yeah, it's very limited.
I think it would be wasted on me, probably.
What I think Taron's referring to there is that Bond was the vehicle that made Daniel Craig a leading man in Hollywood. Like, I mean, before Bond, yeah, he was in some high-profile supporting roles, but yeah, then he was cast as Bond, and yeah, Casino Royale came out, it was a big hit. So then, yeah, then he was seen as leading man. Like, I don't think he would have been considered for the lead roles in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, or Cowboys and Aliens, or Knives Out, if he hadn't successfully played Bond. Like, yeah, like, Bond was the movie that got Daniel to #1 on the call sheet. And it could be a vehicle for the next actor. Taron doesn't need a ride. Yeah, he's already headlining movies and TV shows.
There's like so many cool young, I think younger actors who would be great for it.
Now, Taron is younger right now than Daniel Craig was when he did Casino Royale, so I don't think Taron's really talking about age. I think he's talking about, it's better for up and coming actor, like an actor whose career is younger, and still needs that kind of next step, like Daniel Craig was in 2004.
It's possibly not quite the thing that would, I think, make me happiest. I don't think.
I think Taron means creatively happy and fulfilled, and that made me think about the role of Bond, what the role really is. And it's like, you're coming into a role that is very much set in stone how you're going to play that role. Like, there's not a lot of variation you put in there. Even some of the dialogue is very much set in stone. It's a very stoic character. You don't really get this. I know Daniel Craig brought a lot to it in this last outing, but it's a fairly stoic character. Not a ton of personality. It doesn't say a ton. It's about the car, the gadgets. In terms of an actor, there's not really that much, stuff to really bite your teeth into. So for Taron, it's like, why?
I think I'm too messy for that.
So two actors that the media has decided is in the running for James Bond. I don't think either one are. And Taron says he wouldn't want the role to begin with. So I don't think either one of them will be offered the role.
It doesn't look the same in a martini glass.
I know.
What are your thoughts on Taron or Tom, hypothetically, taking on the role of James Bond